Hi everyone, today's video is all about self-care. So if you feel like you're in need of a little bit of self-care, then you might want to continue watching, because I'm going to give you some ideas for activities to do for all different kinds of stress you might be feeling. I mean, we all have down days, don't we? I mean, I've had quite a few over the last year where I've felt stressful and in need of something. So all of these ideas that I'm going to give you are things that work for me now or have worked for me in the past. And I mean, it's really good to do self-care because it can put you in a better mood. It can make you feel less stressful. You can have a better night's sleep. If you do that, you're going to wake up in a better mood. It can just make you feel better all round. It can sometimes give you more energy as well, which is quite useful. So when I'm talking about self-care, I'm going to categorise them into 6 different areas for the different kinds of stress we can feel. Some of them are going to be pretty simple and you'll probably have done them before. Some of them you might not have thought of, so hopefully some of these will help. So the first area is physical. So it's kind of for when you're feeling tired. These are mostly for to do on a night time when you've had like a bad day. You've had one of those days where you get home, or maybe you work at home and you just finish work and you think, oh, I feel really tired. I feel a bit run down. I'm just a bit worn out. So these are the things that might help for that area. So the first thing is to have a healthy dinner. You might think, and I know I've been guilty of this in the past, you've had a bad day, you want to start off the night by eating junk food, donuts, crisps, chocolate, but it's better if you can try and avoid that. I have found recently that by eating a healthy dinner, that can actually give me a boost before I do anything else. So healthy dinners might be a nice salad, and don't just think lettuce, tomato, cucumber. I've had this, some lovely salads like lately, chickpeas mixed with sweet corn and tomatoes and olives, all of that kind of thing. Really nice, just simple stuff. Piece of salmon with some broccoli. A Buddha bowl, so you've got like a little picky bowl of things, just healthy stuff, so you don't reach for that chocolate or the donut to try and make yourself feel better, because in the long run it doesn't. So after the healthy dinner, or and maybe half an hour after the healthy dinner, or even before the healthy dinner, you might want to try some exercise. That usually works for me to boost my mood a little bit. So you could go for a walk. If you can get outside, you can go for a walk. Even just put some music on and dance around the kitchen for 10 minutes. That sometimes works for me as well. Maybe do a bit of yoga if you stretch out. If you're not up to the yoga, I've mentioned Lucy Wyndham Reid before, who does some gentle stretching exercises. I found those really good just to help us relax. I mean, put on any kind of exercise video. Somebody recently mentioned Get Fit with Rick, who I believe does dance, short dance routines, simple ones. I mean, that might be fun, but exercise usually does make you feel better and does boost your mood. And of course, you can spend the rest of the night just pampering yourself. It's always good to have a pamper night. So get the face masks out, get the foot packs out, have a nice bubble bath, treat yourself to a nice bath bomb, light some candles, put them around the bathroom, put some spa music on, or some, nice relaxing music that you're interested in. Just lie back in that bath and relax. Personally, for me, a bath, I like the idea of a bath, but it makes us feel really sleepy. And I don't always want to feel like that, because I can be in the bath for 2 minutes, feel sleepy and have to get out, and I've wasted my time setting all that up. But I know for a lot of people, a bath is just what they need at the end of a hard day, and that might work for you. If you want to feel energized, then forget the hot bath and have a cold shower, because that'll certainly wake you up and make you feel good. You might want to give yourself a little massage, which actually brings us to something that I've just been sent. And this is from Bob and Brad. I've had a foot massage machine from them before, and it was really good. So when they sent us the Q2 Pro mini massage gun, I was quite happy to try it, because I do like the things. And I like how compact this is. It comes in its own little case. so you can take it with you if you go away. It's not that heavy. I like the little case actually. I thought that was a really nice touch for that. So you can take it with you, and inside you have the massage gun and the attachments. It comes with a USB cable to charge it, and it also comes with a little instruction booklet to tell you what all of the different attachments are for, what they're best to be used for. So you can see here all the little attachments and what they're for. I actually had to photograph that on my phone and enlarge it because I couldn't read the writing, which is quite bad. But what I liked about this one is it's got a hot and cold massager thing on it. So I'll just show you what it looks like. This is the little the handle. It's not really light, but it's not too heavy, and it does fit nicely in your hand. All the attachments go onto this bit, and you have the buttons on the front, which you can't really see, but that's the on-off button, which you press for 2 seconds and it'll turn it on, and you can see the blue lights. And you can increase the speed of the massage by just clicking the button again, so it goes up to quite a high speed, and then it will turn off on the last one. So the different attachments, I'll just show you them. There is this little ball one, which I have seen on other mini massage guns, and you just fit them, they just slot into there quite easily, and then you can give yourself a little massage with it. I'll just turn that back on. Oh, wrong way up. Give yourself a little massage. So you might want to massage your shoulders. That actually feels quite nice. The back of your neck. And it says to only do them for a minute, so you don't want to do it for too long. That feels really nice actually. I've been reading a lot, so I've had my head kind of angled down, and I have had a stiff back, so that feels really good. Just turn that one off, and then you just take it out for the next one. So it's got a a soft spongy one there for different areas of your body, and like I say, it tells you in that little booklet what each one is for. This one is for smaller areas, so you could do your wrists. If you've got arthritis, it says not to do it on your actual joint, do it on the muscles surrounding your joints, which I thought was a handy tip. So there's the one for little areas, so you could do it. I have arthritis in my wrists and in my ankles, so doing it on the muscles around, that might help. I also get it up here when I've been holding a book all day. So I thought that one was really useful. I'll just show you the other. There's this attachment, which is apparently good for the spine. You might want somebody to do that for you, because I don't think I could reach. But this is the hot and cold one. So again, you just push that in, and it's got 2 buttons on the side of this attachment. This one is for the heat. So you can see it goes orange, or you can have it hotter and it's got the red. And then this side is for the cold. So there's the green, and then you can have it even colder on the blue. So the cold one is really good for inflammation and muscle tension. So I get quite a lot of inflammation with having osteoarthritis, so it's good for that. Again, I'm not a medical professional. If you have any medical concerns, speak to your doctor first. And the heat one is supposed to improve circulation, so it really helps in the cold weather as well. You know, if your hands get cold, if your feet get cold, I guess you could use it without the vibrate on and just hold it against the cold parts, and that would be really useful. But the attachments go on and off really easily. And like I say, it comes with the charging cable. Let's take that out. and it all fits back nicely into the little case so you can travel around with it. I will leave a discount code on the screen here. There's 10% discount if you're interested in them, and I'll leave the link so you can go across and have a better look at all the details about it. But like I say, 10% discount code. You can use it in the UK and the US, but there's 2 different codes, if that makes sense. So that's the Bob and Brad Q2 Mini Pro Massager with the hot and cold attachment. So I'm really happy to add that to my self-care activities that I can do. That would be very useful. So the next area for self-care activities is emotional. So we might be feeling quite down, we might be feeling weepy. I've had days like that, and you want to address the emotional needs that you have. So the first one that I've found useful is actually journaling. I have been journaling quite a lot in the last year. I have done, I do book journaling and things like that where I use stickers and just write what I think about books. But the journaling that I found really useful, especially when Warren was having chemotherapy last year, was just to use a book to write my thoughts down. I did use stickers and paint as well because I like doing that and it makes me feel better. But I'll show you a picture here of just a page that I did after I came back from the hospital visiting him when he'd had his first chemo session, and just writing my thoughts down, getting that out. I had been feeling very tearful, and just getting my thoughts down onto paper and doing that really picked us up and made us feel better. So journaling is a good way to get your thoughts onto paper if you are feeling emotional. I also have a gratitude journal. It's just a little book I use, and I just write down 3 things every day, or days where I feel like I need to. 3 things that I feel grateful for that day, and that can actually make you feel better as well. And it's something you can refer back to if you are feeling down, and you feel like, oh, the world's against us. Just check your gratitude book and that can cheer you up. You might want to just have a good cry. I mean, if you are feeling weepy, there's lots of people try and keep it in. Just cry, have a good cry. It really does help. You might want some face pampering afterwards, but a good cry really does help. Watch an inspirational film. Things like The Pursuit of Happiness is a really inspirational film. That might make you cry, but it's also uplifting as well. And if you feel like you need cheering up and want to laugh, for me, Planes, Trains and Automobiles does it every time. Let me know in the comments below which films you like to watch if you're feeling a bit down and needing cheering up. I'd like to hear your suggestions. You could also listen to some music, put some music on if you're feeling down. Upbeat music always helps me. So something like Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. That's a very upbeat song. And I really like the Proclaimers song, the one I Would Walk 500 Miles, or there's another one, what is it? I'm on my way from misery to happiness today. They always cheer me up. Every time I hear that song, I'm on my way, I want to kind of skip along the street to it, but they always cheer me up. So music might be something that would help you. Apparently a weighted blanket is really good if you're feeling emotional, because it can give the feeling that you're having a hug. I've never used a weighted blanket, but apparently that pressure on you releases a hormone that helps bring stress down. So yeah, that might be worth a try. Like I say, I've never used one. I think Nicola has one, my daughter, but I've never tried one myself. Another thing you can do if you've got a dog or a cat is to give your cat a cuddle, play with them, give them a stroke. Milo always cheers me up. She's just such a little cutie, and she'll curl up and she'll put her head on my hand, and that just cheers us up straight away. The third area that you might need some self-care for is when it's just like a psychological thing, an intellectual thing. So you might be feeling bored. You might, you might have a boring job, or you might have just had a boring day at work, or you might not be doing very much and you just think, oh, I need some stimulation. So the self-care things that we want to talk about for this area would help for that. So the first thing would be learn something new. And you don't have to go to college, you don't have to sign up for Skillshare or anything like that. Go onto YouTube and just type into the search bar how to paint watercolor pictures, you know, how to use acrylic paints, how to crochet a blanket, how to arrange flowers. Just go into the search bar and type how to and whatever it is that you want to learn. You might even come up with things you never thought of, and just spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes watching the video and then seeing if you can replicate what they're doing. That does boost your mood. I think getting the brain into gear and making it tick over with something new does really boost your mood and makes you feel less stressed, and it'll certainly make you feel less bored. The other thing would be to, if you read, pick up a new genre of a book. You know, I hear so many people say, oh, I don't do horror, I don't do westerns, or why not? Have you tried them? You know, I'm the same, because I don't always like to move out of my comfort zone where reading's concerned. But I recently read a fantasy romance book and actually quite enjoyed it. So, you know, go to the library and pick up a book from a new genre that you've never read before, something that's going to stimulate you, make you think about it. Because I think sometimes we get stuck in our ways with books we read and we don't feel stimulated. So a new genre could do that. Think about doing some puzzles, you know, that would get your brain working. I've got a crossword book that I dip in and out of. It's just beside my seat here, and I often pick that up and do a crossword. There's some are really hard and I'm not very good at it. My brain just doesn't seem to work properly, but I think it works a bit better once I've struggled my way through the crosswords. And I don't always look in the back for the answers. I'll leave it if I've only half done it and then come back to it another day, and my brain might have thought of the answers to a couple of the questions. So different puzzles. You might want to do crosswords, you might want to do quiz words, Sudokus, logic puzzles. There's lots of different kinds of puzzles you could try, but that's definitely going to help your psychological, intellectual stress if you try some of those. So the fourth area where we can be stressed is an environmental area. So you might look around your home or your office and think, oh God, this is driving me mad. So recently you've seen me declutter our front entranceway that drove us mad every time I opened the door, and it's made us feel so much better since I've decluttered that. So decluttering is a really good thing to help reduce environmental stress. I know for me, I've got an office in my house. Obviously, I'm working from home doing YouTube and blogging. And at the end of the day, sometimes my desk is a mess. I'm just going to put a clip of a video in here of my desk being a mess that I haven't tidied up. And it's so much nicer if you can actually get rid of all of the mess before you close the door for the day in your office. So tidying my office up is really useful for me, because it's nicer to start the day with a tidy office than just leave it messy and having to tidy it up in the morning. And I actually got sent something else recently. I'm so lucky to be sent these things. I got it's an Ecostash wheat straw file organizer. Now obviously I've had file organizers before, but the reason I like the sound of this one is because it's made from renewable wheat straw material, which I thought was quite interesting. Kind of an eco-friendly file. I'll just open it so you can see it. These come in 5 different colours. So there's this lilac one that I've got, comes in pink, yellow, blue and green as well. And you can see the kind of the wheat texture on it. It's really sturdy, so it's better for you. Well, it's better for the environment to use this rather than plastic or paper, probably. I guess not that you're going to recycle that often, but it's a nice file. It opens quite wide. I'll put some pictures in here of me tidying my office up and using this file. So you've got all the different compartments that you can put the papers in. You could use it for paperwork. You could use it for recipes. Maybe you tear recipes out of magazines and things like that. that would be good for that. You could use it for manuals. I actually think that would be really good for the death file that I'm supposed to be creating. So a file where I put everything that somebody would need if I died unexpectedly and they needed to sort all of me affairs out. So that would be good to use for that. It's got 12 compartments in it. So you can see it's got the little tabs, 12 compartments, and it actually comes with some pre-printed labels for each month of the year if you wanted to use it in that way, but some other labels as well if you want to put your own headings on that. I will put the link to that in the description box below because I do think that is a really nice file. And the colours are all pastel colours, so that's easy on your frame of mind as well. I'm just thinking I could also put my journaling supplies in there. Many uses for that file. So yeah, an Ecostash file organizer. So going back to the environmental ideas, self-care activities, once you've done the declutter, aromatherapy, scents around your house can really improve your mood, and you might want to try different scents for different areas of your house. So I've just jotted these down from something I was actually reading on an article. So for your living room, you might want to try sandalwood and amber scents because they're supposedly quite welcoming. In your kitchen, you might want citrus or kind of herby scents because it's a kitchen and that can make you feel good. In the bedroom, you may want lavender, vanilla or chamomile, a very relaxing scent. And in the bathroom, mint or like an ocean scent is quite nice. So aromatherapy can boost your mood if you're feeling stressed with your environment. You know, as often on a night time, I've got a candle on the table and I light it, and it does just make you feel better. I also have something that I call a happy table. Now, I haven't done this for a while, but I am going to do it again. I'll just put a little picture in here of one I did, I think it was last autumn or the autumn before. But just having a little area in your house where you put a collection of things that bring you joy. It might be a photograph, it might be an ornament, it might be a sign with some motivational words on. It might be a cuddly toy. If you're like me, I have lots of cuddly toys around the house. This is Colin the koala. He's often sitting next to us on the settee. So yeah, a happy table, just somewhere where you can see it and you look at it and it does just lift your mood. And also think about lighting. I mean, it may sound simple, but we call it the big light in this country. I don't know if everybody does, but the big ceiling light with the bright light can be quite wearing if you've been, especially maybe if you've been working in an office all day with the strip lights. Coming home and having the big light on might not be what you need. So a nice lamp, if you haven't got one, maybe go out and buy yourself a nice lamp. You can get those that simulate daylight if you've got that. Is it called seasonal affective disorder? That's supposed to help you. But nice lighting around your house, especially if you're having a pampering night, you want a nice cozy lamp lit. I've actually got a salt lamp that's really relaxing, so that might be something you want to think about. The salt lamp's a really nice thing. And if you're like me and you're trying to read, lights in my house are terrible for reading. I got a serious reader's light a couple of years ago and that simulates daylight, and that is a really good lamp. They're not cheap, but it was definitely worth it. Really good. I'll put a link in that in the description box below as well, because I thought they were very good. So yeah, your environment can definitely stress you out. So have a little think about what activities you can add to your list if that is the thing that is stressing you out. The fifth area is social. So you could be stressed out by your social space. You may feel lonely. You might want company. Why not ring a friend and arrange to go out for a walk or a coffee? Or if your friends don't live close to you, then maybe a video chat or a phone call. Just talking to somebody, it can be really helpful to boost your mood. Or you may have the opposite stress problem and you've got too many people around. I know when when our kids were younger and they were at home and they'd have their friends around, or when they got a bit older, when they had their boyfriends and girlfriends around, it could get very wearing, and you might just want your own space. So I think it's good to be able to say to people every now and again, right, tonight I'm having a do not disturb. If you've got anything, you want to talk to us about, leave it until the next day or after this time, obviously, unless it's something urgent. But I want to do not disturb. Don't contact us. Don't come into my room. Just leave us alone. Just, set some boundaries, because I think people can just be put upon. And you really need to be firm and just say, look, no, I can't cope with any more tonight. Just want to be on my own. So social can mean you're lonely, or you've just got too many people in your frame of reference. If you've got a partner, you might feel you're getting a little bit, stressed out, the fact that you're just sitting every night watching the TV. Arrange a date night, have an impromptu date night. It doesn't have to be anything major. Play a board game together, go for a walk together, go and have a cup of coffee somewhere together. You can do other things as well. Me and Warren recently had a night out at the theatre, and that just really does boost your mood. It's nice to do something that's different, that, a little bit different to the norm, because it gets boring if you just do the same things every night. And the last area for the self-care activities is more professional, so this may not apply to everybody. So if you work, for me, I work from home, like I said, you need to set boundaries. I don't work at the kitchen table. I don't work where there's lots of other things going around. I've always been lucky enough to have a little space that I could call my office. When the kids both lived at home, it was like a little area that is now Warren's bar, but I used that area. There was no window in it, which wasn't ideal, but at least it was my space. Now that the kids have moved out, one of the spare rooms is now my office, and I can shut the door at the end of the day, and that's, work done, and I don't have to be bothered by it. But if you do go out to work, don't bring work home with you. Don't answer emails or phone calls to do with work. Sometimes it's a bit difficult. You may have a job that it involves people ringing you at night, but if you can, try and block some time out so that is your time and that's work time, and they don't cross, because I think that can get quite stressful. If you're stressed out with your working life, then journaling again is a really good way of getting it out of your head and onto paper. Sometimes just doing that, if you're feeling very stressed out about something, just write it all down. It doesn't have to be, nobody's going to read it. You just do it for yourself. Just jot everything down that's in your head, and just getting it off your chest to yourself can make you feel better. So I would highly recommend that. I've done that in the past, most definitely. If you're bored at work, set some goals. Do you want a promotion? Do you want a different job? Write some goals on maybe where you want to be in 3 months, and how little things you can do to help you get there. Do you need to learn a new skill for the promotion? Think about it and jot down some goals, but make them so, the SMART goals, they say, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and timely, or something. So yeah, goal setting can help. It won't work for everybody, but it may work for you. If you're looking for another job, spruce up your CV. Sometimes just sprucing up your CV and seeing the experience you've had in the past and the qualifications you've got and how well you've done can give you a boost just in itself. You might write that CV and think, I'm flipping brilliant. That's it. I'm done. I feel good. But if that's, if you don't want to leave it there, then you can always start applying for new jobs. And talking about applying for jobs, just look at what jobs are around. Even now, even though I'm not looking for a job, I occasionally look at the jobs boards like, Indeed, and I think there's Reed. There's a few different jobs boards online. I just look at them to see what's about. I'll just put some jobs up here that I came across that look quite fun. You never know. I mean, you may never want to apply for it, but sometimes it's just interesting to look and say, maybe I am qualified for that. Or if you're nearing retirement, then why not kind of draw up a vision board of what you want your retirement to look like? Because I think a lot of people think, oh, it'd be brilliant to be retired. But then they retire and they think, what am I going to do? Maybe, plan out your vision of what your retirement's going to look like. It doesn't have to be you're on holiday every week, but, plan out some things that, I can see myself doing that or doing that. That might be fun to do. And you can definitely spend a night doing that. All of these things, you can do. Don't try them all. Just pick like maybe 2 or 3 to do in one night. And I guarantee by the time you go to bed, you'll feel better. Obviously, if you've got like a medical condition or you're feeling really depressed, go and see a doctor. You want to talk to somebody medical. Don't rely on just self-care activities, because if you are feeling really depressed, you would need more help than this. But this is just for people who are feeling a little bit down, and these things will give them a pick-me-up. So yeah, if you are already retired, maybe do the vision board for the next couple of years. Maybe you haven't thought 2 years ahead. And I really like the idea of a vision board, actually. I haven't done one yet, but I think I may do that. I think that sounds like fun. So those are the 6 areas of self-care and all of the self-care activities that you can do that will help reduce your stress, boost your mood, make you feel more energetic, and go to bed feeling happier, so you wake up the next day ready to start again, hopefully. I hope you found that interesting. Like I say, I'll leave the links to the 2 products I've mentioned. I think I mentioned 3 products. I'll leave the links to them in the description box below, along with the discount codes if there is a one. So I hope you found that useful. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.